Hey, here comes Alice.
Ah, right, let's get out of here.
Listen, horror show. Sorry.
No!
Well, if you die, I'll just do another intro as well. From a different song. Alice in her party dress. Alice, don't throw it away.
How many can you do you think?
From that one song, probably quite a few.
We're here. We're at a door.
She needs a trans.
You did see her just go through it, right?
I had a role in my family's demise, but I did not start the fire. Centaurs don't live in Oxford, but a certain doctor did. I saw him, a preening undergraduate. Now I remember him. That key belongs to Lizzie's room.
Because they're all the keys to the family rooms, you see.
Right.
And the one we've been seeing swinging on each loading screen is Lizzie's.
Also, as I was thinking, that's the key he uses to do hypnosis.
Exactly.
So it's like, it feels like it's very symbolic of his hubris that he's just going to use the key that surely you would recognize. I'll get some hearts.
I'm just...
Not
Are we out the
hearts.
dollhouse level?
Roses.
Because that would be grand.
I think we're getting there.
It wasn't very... Because it's like most of the worlds are quite sort of visually appealing. I really love the aesthetic of the game. But the dollhouse is sort of, with its muted colours, it's more like the real life London.
My father would wish that you hold your cheers, girls. He lived a long life, and as the poet says, like a clock worn out with eating time, the wheels of weary life at last stand still.
And yes, I think we're at the train.
Maybe the reason we're unhinged is because every time our father tried to give us advice, it was fucking nonsense.
Word.
What does that even mean?
And yes, the dollhouse level is quite an odd one, especially
Too long
after
as well.
the
2 hours or something, whatever it was.
how much we enjoyed the Queensland one.
Yeah, Queensland was great. And this is actually just like the underbelly of the dollhouse with the kind of dull wood and glass cages. Don't like this either.
I think we're still technically in that domain.
Yeah. What's with the line of dolls then?
I'm assuming it's because we're in their like production house, so
Okay.
where the overarching bad guy does his thing. You just fall down the crevasse. It's fine.
Really?
Oh, there's yet more. Yeah, there's the lines of dolls everywhere. And they have the lobotomized children's heads.
Reveal your face so I can shoot it off.
Make sure I'm not missing anything ever, I suppose.
No, you just have to go up and down the meat staircase and then proceed. Comes on to the scene, yeah.
There's a keyhole. We will persist in trying to get all of the extras, even if the game isn't that great.
I'm no toy. He wanted me to do things I didn't want to do. Am I not the most wretched and selfish of fortune's fools? Oblivious, I live in a training ground for prostitutes. My mentor is an abuser and purveyor. I've been complicit with my sister's murderer and the killer of my family as he corrupted my mind. I sought relief from my pain and you turned me away from the truth.
You are almost there, almost free from what you fear. You could have been cured. You could have forgotten.
Abandon the memory of my family.
They are dead, and you should be
You
too.
misbegotten abomination! Murderer! You blood-sucking parasite! The damage you've done to children! The abuse!
I provide a service. In the great and awful metropolis, appetites of all sorts must be gratified.
My family! My mind! The infernal train!
The train is your invention, your defense. I merely set its schedule and itinerary. The train is coming with its shiny cars, with comfy seats, wheels of stars. So hush, my little ones, have no fear. The man in the moon is the engineer.
I'll stop that train, if it's the last thing I do!
As you wish, it will be. You're lost, and where your body is, your mind will follow. Perhaps it's already there.
Can you talk to any of the strange child
They're ghost
apparitions?
children, yeah, they're numbered. And no, we cannot.
You still hearing footsteps?
Only sometimes. It's very odd. I don't really understand why.
I think it's beyond this point. I'm not sure if it's because it's sort of suggesting the road is different from what it looks like. Like the sounds aren't
maybe.
playing because it thinks that you're on a softer surface. Maybe when you go down here, I don't know.
You oozing sore of depravity! Children wearing their names around their necks as if they're breeding livestock!
A declaration of their pedigree. You could use one. They're proud to display their provenance.
You brute! They can't remember who they are or where they're from. How many minds have you twisted into forgetfulness?
Not enough. Yours would have been a triumph. Still, you're an insane wreck. My work is done.
infernal train.
Yeah, but we finally made it. And yes, we had a proper drop-down entrance there again. It's like almost like they couldn't figure out how to get to here from Queensland, so they had to shove in a level in between.
The thing is that I suspect you could have cut the last level entirely apart from the encounter with the Bumby at the end there.
Yeah,
and it would
probably.
have subtracted nothing from the game.
Hatter, I must stop this infernal train and the evil force that drives it.
Everything's a nail, is it, Miss Hammerhead? First it was all search, freighted with fear and fragmented memories. Now it's the train. Never time for tea. While your brain's on holiday, we're ruined. Now we're all mad here, and that's a good excuse for going to hell in a teapot, but not for forgetting what your senses saw. Forgetting is just forgetting, except when it's not. Then they call it something else. I'd like to forget what you did. I've tried, but I can't.
You've used me and abused me, but you will not destroy me.
No, the damage is done. The old Alice and her Wonderland retreat are demolished. You can't even recognize what's happened, and you're powerless to change it or move against me. I've made certain of that. Come to receive your punishment, then?
I know I'm guilty of something, but punishment never suits the victims of the crime.
Abuse is a crime the strong visit on the weak. And you're right, abusers are insufficiently punished for the damage they do. Those who witness abuse without seeking retribution for the harmed pay a penalty. Your own pain mitigates your failure to act earlier, but you may not yet have paid enough for witnessing the pain of others.
These sections are very abrupt and strange.
Yeah, they should be seamless, really.
And like, there's no... Surely there should be...
You corrupted my memories, but you failed to make me forget.
I could have made you into a tasty bit. Clients out the door waiting for a piece from a raving, delusional beauty with no memory of the past or no sense of the future. But you wouldn't forget. You insisted on holding on to your fantasies. You're mad, like your sister.
Don't speak of her. You didn't know her.
Your sister was a tease, pretended to despise me. She got what she wanted in the end.
My Lizzie, what is this train's destination?
Madness and destruction. You shouldn't ask questions you know the answer to. It's not polite. And that noise wasn't Lizzie talking in her sleep.
Oh, no. Oh, poor Lizzie.
And there are no centaurs in Oxford. Make your survival mean something, or we are all doomed!
All of these areas look like there should almost be like fighting in them or something. But it's like the game got to the end and couldn't be bothered.
The same as it felt like Bumby, you should fight him.
Yeah.
And then you just didn't.
And you don't.
I wonder if that's part of it.
Because they have this whole giant modelled train and you just walk through it to the end.
Oh, but to be fair, the game didn't need more gameplay.
Hide in your shell.
There we go, now we do fight him.
The past must be paid for.
It's just the animation's quite good.
Yeah, it's very like
Spider-like.
the hand from Adam's Family, obviously. Am I even doing damage? I don't know that I am.
Well, if in doubt, T, because that has splash damage. Because it's T.
Significant act. The cost of forgetting is high.
Did that hand just moon you?
Do you think? I think I did a bit, yes. Yeah, it's like it keeps turning black and then not. But it's also too far away.
Yes, it looks awkward. Oh, it looks hittable now. So there doesn't really appear to be any rhyme or reason to it. It's not like you're doing a particular action and then it's sort of letting you hit it. It's just sometimes it seems to decide to. And making it more awkward by making you fight this weaker enemy at the same time. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, you're missing the ability to hit the main boss, but quite frankly, it was just nice that he wasn't distracting you from this enemy, and you've gotten some health back, which is good.
Actually, see where I am, game.
Because it's like, when it turns to the goop face, does that just mean it isn't hittable? And yeah, you just have to dodge it whilst it's goop coloured and then attack it once it's finished.
Make-believe Avenger.
Ah, I hit the tongue, right. Hysteria, I guess? It's the wrong sort of enemies to benefit from it.
Absurd pugilistic.
Right, now you did. Because I'm sort of going, are you even damaging it? I can't tell. Yes,
I
then.
did it, yes.
I'll see you charged. In prison, some half-wit bruiser will make you his sweetheart, and then you'll hang.
Indeed. A hysterical woman, former lunatic, roaring outrageous accusations against a respectable social architect and scientist. My God, Alice, who would believe you? I scarcely believe it myself.
You, monstrous creature. Such evil will be punished.
By whom? By what? Psychotic, silly bitch. Your madness will be punished. Now leave. I'm expecting your replacement.
Yes, it's an interesting final message that he just goes, no one will ever believe you. And she's like, alright, I'll just push you into the train then. And then it'll be back to the real Wonderland.
He was trying to train you, so you trained him.
Ah. Very good.
Ah, Alice. We can't go home again. No surprise, really. Only a very few find the way, and most of them don't recognize it when they do. Delusions, too, die hard. Only the savage regard the endurance of pain as the measure of worth. Forgetting pain is convenient, remembering it agonizing. But recovering the truth is worth the suffering, and our Wonderland, though damaged, is safe in memory for now.
And that's it. That was Alice Madness Returns.
Now we just have to watch these credits, which are scrolling by at, I think, possibly 2 FPS.
Yes, it's a bit unfortunate. And yeah, it's a terrible shame because we both enjoyed the first one for all its faults, and this game looks the part and has
It very much does. Actually, the aesthetic cannot be overstated.
Yeah, and it has some really lovely set pieces. But other than that, it drags, it's dull, there's not enough variation on the gameplay. The story isn't really that good for what there is a story, because it's like you essentially go from place to place remembering something that happened, that the people who've written the game decided had happened. And then I think you can infer that you murdered everyone who was taking advantage of you.
I think that's the idea, yeah.
Because it only shows us pushing Bumby off to the train.
And it feels very much like AAA game formula used to be this sort of game, 8 hours long, maybe 9 hours, and then people decided that that was too short, and there was a backlash against the game industry for charging full price for an 8 hour long game. So they sort of pushed to have an extra sort of third added on. So now we have 12-hour games, and a lot of the transitionary games felt very much like this is an 8-hour game that's been artificially extended, and this is no surprise, no exception. But it also feels weirdly like it's been stretched in some places, and then some places are unfinished. Like that final sequence with the train felt like there was loads of extra stuff that was supposed to happen.
Very unfinished, yeah, because we could have had a whole level sort of exploring train carriages and picking up things and fighting enemies, and we just went right through it.
Especially when it kept on flicking to the sort of cutscenes,
yeah.
And it's like, okay, it feels like there's supposed to be more of a gap here.
Yeah.
And there just wasn't.
But yes, that was Alice Madness Returns. Mostly I feel like it's a terrible shame that that's how it sort of ended up until this point. Because American McGee, if you follow him on social media, does keep talking about the third Alice game he wants to make. Whether that we'll see that at some point remains to be seen.
But I think I would have a different overall opinion of it, because my opinion of it for the beginning of the game is, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
And then it sort of degenerates. But it's like, if the game just ended where the Queen was,
yeah, if it ended,
that would have been a better game.
And they'd sort of push the story along a bit sooner in all of the interim parts for it to end at Queensland, because it leaves this big conclusion to the end.
And besides,
only because
I love
that's how they wrote
Australia.
it. Yes. But this was Michaela.
And Peter.
And we will see you again next time.